Whenever there is a discussion on the context of the great epic Ramayana, two great personalities in particular grabs our attention: Lord Shri Ram and Lankapati Ravan. Both of them were extremely knowledgeable, experts of Vedic scriptures, great sage, skilled politician, and a mighty warrior. Still, there was a great difference in their thoughts, morals, and ideals. Lord Shri Ram showed the world the path of righteousness and ideals of humanity. On the other hand, despite the divine qualities acquired by his devotion and penance, Ravan has become the highest symbol of sin and unrighteousness in this world today, due to his arrogance, lust, greed, and audacity. No matter how much people hate Ravan for all his evil doings, it cannot be denied that his knowledge and his devotion is unmatched. The depth of Ravan's knowledge was accepted even by Lord Shri Ram. Hence, at the end of the Lanka war, Ravan was killed by Lord Shri Ram. And then Lord Shri Ram sent his brother Laxman to gather some knowledge from Mahapandit Ravan. Before giving up his mortal body, Ravan told Laxman some secrets of successful life, in which he also mentioned the mistakes of his entire life. But, according to many beliefs, it is only a fictional and dramatic adaptation from the original history. If seen, more than 300 versions of Ramayana are available all over the world today. Even Sri Lanka has its own Ramayana, where they praised Ravan as such a hero who rather accepted death but never gave up his majesty. By the way, along with Valmiki Ramayana, the Adbhut Ramayana and Anand Ramayana are also believed to have been composed by Maharishi Valmiki himself. But out of these, Valmiki Ramayana is considered to be the original and most authentic version. We do not find any mentionable evidence of any conversation between Sri Ram or Laxman with Ravan in Valmiki Ramayana. According to Valmiki Ramayana, Ravan died with the use of Brahmastra, and Ravan died on the battlefield at that very moment. We get the details of this incident in the 108th chapter of the Yuddha Kand. Sa visrishto mahavega, sharirant kara shara, ched hridyam tasya, Ravansya duratmana. रुधिरात्ता स वेगे न शरीरांत करा शरा रावणस्य हर न प्राणान विवेश धरणी तलम, which means that arrow, released with great speed, and which was capable of destroying the body, tore off the heart of that evil-minded Ravana. That arrow, which was capable of causing death to the body, after taking away the life of Ravana, and having been anointed with blood, penetrated the earth. But in certain versions, we can see an inspiring and heart-touching conversations between Laxman and Ravan. In today's world, we have two sides, divided by their own ideology. First side belongs to the ardent devotees of Lord Shri Ram, who claims that the glorification of Ravan is done to discourage the ethics of Sanatan Dharma and its history. Whereas the second side claims that Ravan was a great king, who was only trying to revenge his sister's insult and to protect his kingdom from the foreigners. Some people also claims that as the Valmiki was an ardent devotee of Shri Ram, and maybe this is why he discouraged the true nature of Ravan. In both the cases, we cannot prove who is right and who is wrong. It's a long lost past, and we have no other proofs to recover the exact truth. Whether it is false or true, we must be very receptive to the knowledge given here. As our beloved Gurudev says that, we should gather knowledge from wherever we can. Hence, we should not waste our time in arguing about the evil doings of Ravan. Was he right or was he wrong? That's not the subject of this presentation. We neither want to promote Ravan as a war hero, nor we want to justify his evil doings. Instead, we should learn from these last sermons of the great scholar and ardent devotee of Shiva, Ravan. We have recreated this presentation on the fervent request of the audience. So let's know the 10 priceless teachings of Ravan, which will prove to be very useful in your life too. But before we begin, if you are new to Vedvik English, then please subscribe to our YouTube channel. And to know about Sanatan Vedic system and its lost culture, don't forget to press the bell icon. So let's get started. The first sermon of Ravan.
Hey Ramanuj, don't be the enemy of your charioteer, your gatekeeper, your cook, your inmates, or your family members. They can hurt you anytime. Like, I had made the mistake of making my brother Vibhishana, one of my greatest enemy, by kicking him out of Lanka. This is what made him to join your side. He knew all the secrets, which enabled you to win this war. If he had been on my side, you would never have been able to enter Lanka, nor could you defeat me so easily.
The second sermon of Ravan.
Hey Lakshman, never think that you will always be victorious, even though you have been victorious throughout your lifetime. No one knows when fate will bring you to such a situation, where you will get nothing except the defeat. At the end of the day, we will be defeated by the death in the battle of this life. So in the battle of life, go ahead with the intention of facing defeat. I had conquered Patal and Swarg, and had also gained most of the territory of the earth. Many great warriors and heroes were crushed by me in the war. The gods, the demons, the Gandharvas all were afraid of me. This strengthened my pride and ego, which made me feel that I am invincible. And this thought proved to be the reason for my downfall.
The third sermon of Ravan.
O Sumitre, never think that your enemy is inferior or weaker than you. No matter who your enemy is or what his race is, an enemy is always an enemy. I made the mistake of considering the army of humans, Vanar and Reach, as insignificant and incompetent. And because of this, I was defeated in the war against them. When I asked the Supreme Father Brahma for the boon of immortality, he said that, except the Vanar, the Reach and the humans, no one can defeat me. Brahmadev knew that I, the victor of the three worlds Dashanan, was engrossed by my ego, strength and valor. I used to believe that when powerful beings like gods, demons, Gandharvas or Nagas could not defeat me, then how an ordinary man or a Vanar could defeat me? This was my biggest mistake, which ended my entire empire today.
The fourth sermon of Ravan.
O Dasrathatmaja, a king who is eager for fame and fortune should stay away from the serpent named greed. Whenever it tries to lift its head, his hood should be crushed at that very moment. When our needs become exceedingly unsatisfactory, this greed takes on the form of a terrible snake. We do not even know when this snake slowly takes us under its control. Same happened with me. It slowly turned me into a mammonish or a covetous, for authority, for empire, for land, for power, for wealth and for beautiful women. I didn't even know when this growing greed swallowed me up. All my knowledge, my powers, my devotion, my boons, my wisdom were destroyed by the venom of this snake called greed. Too much greed makes you arrogant, wicked and a blatant sinner. It is imperative to get satisfaction from what we want and what we get. Therefore, always make sure that your need never turns into a greed.
The fifth sermon of Ravan.
O Sumitre, without the slightest laxity, a king should welcome even the lowest opportunity to do good to the state and its subjects. A great king should take care of his subjects like that of his son. Whatever makes his kingdom happy, that really makes a king happy. He is the king of his country and subjects before any other relationship. Even if he has to take any decision against his wife, son, family members, or even against his will, then he should take that decision without any hesitation. This is the duty of a great king and also the Rajdharma. I was unable to do this because of my strong greed and arrogance. During my reign, I had always given prominence to my ego and greed. I have never seen nor thought of the interest of my subjects and the state. Without giving prominence to the subjects of my state, I had rejected the peace offer of Lord Shri Ram. It not only became the cause of my destruction, but became the reason for the destruction of entire Lanka.
The sixth sermon of Ravan.
Hey Ramanuj, always trust a minister or friend who criticizes you, one who always condemns the mistakes of the king without any fear. He does this without any fear because he does not lie to please the king. He always wants you to be a perfect king or a person. But you should fear a minister or friend who always praise you, no matter how flawed you are. Because of these people, your entire empire may be destroyed. Therefore, it is advisable to be careful from people who speak very sweet sentences.
The seventh sermon of Ravan.
O Laxman, never think that you can beat the planets and constellations of your fate. They will bring you what is written in your luck. No gems, stones or mantra tantra can magically change your fate. No one can stop you from achieving the fruits of your past and present karma. Your previous and present actions will determine your future. I have made friendship with greed, ego and unrighteousness, and I also knew my fate through the power of my penance. Hence, I made those Navagrahas my captives. After that, I also imprisoned the car, only to run away from my fate. But what was meant to happen will eventually happen. So whatever happens is the result of your past actions, and what is going to happen in the coming time will be determined by your present karma. So always do good deeds in your lifetime.
The eighth sermon of Ravan. Many people doesn't even know that Ravan coined the phrase Shubhasya Shigram during this particular event, which means good work should be done quickly. As in eighth sermon, Ravan said to Laxman,
O Sumitra Nandan, a person who wants success should complete any auspicious work without any delay, and all inauspicious works should be avoided as much as possible. I took a vow that I would take out the entire nectar from the moon and give it to the demons to drink. I thought that one day I will build a ladder from Lanka to heaven, and through that ladder, the people of my kingdom can go to heaven whenever they want. But my fate stood against me. Often I used to put off these tasks for later, and in this way all my woes remained unfulfilled. So whenever you decide to do something good, do it as soon as possible. Do not leave any work for tomorrow. You never know when your time will stop. Therefore, it is your duty to start the auspicious work that has to be done today.
The ninth sermon of Ravan.
Hey Bhartanuj, never reveal the secrets of your life to anyone, because these secrets of your life can be used against you. You do not know when who will become your enemy. If you reveal your secrets to anyone, you will become weak and insecure in front of them. They will know all the ways to defeat you and will make you cornered. I made the same mistake when I revealed all the secrets to my dear younger brother, Vibhishan. And as a result, today I am lying on the battlefield at the door of my death. So learn to keep your secrets in the prison of your heart. Otherwise, it will suppress you and will eventually make you a loser.
Before knowing the last sermon of Ravan, we would like to make a special request. If you haven't become our member yet, then you can do so by clicking on the join button given below. You can also support our mission through Patreon. Link is given in our video description. We are able to make these presentations just because of your memberships and financial support. We want to thank all of you for helping us to complete these presentations. Please keep supporting us for more such presentations. Your small grant is making our propagation of this Vedic knowledge even stronger and competent. You can also send us your grant by scanning this QR code, or you can also send us a grant through UPI. Our UPI ID is Vedvik@SBI. The 10th and the last sermon of Ravan.
O Ramanuj, either love or hate your God, but whatever you do, it should be immense and firm. If you choose to be a devotee, don't be discouraged when your Ishta takes a lot of time to resolve your prayers. Keep worshipping him with full devotion, faith and belief. This will bring God in front of you, and along with immense success, you will get happiness, growth and salvation. And if you want to become enemy, then become such an enemy, so that you can die at the hands of God himself. The creatures who live trapped between love and hate, meaning sometimes worships the God, and sometimes they curse him. Those beings experience hell throughout their life. They will never get happiness or peace. Their mind will be uninterruptedly restless and turbulent. I always hated Lord Shri Ram and became his ultimate enemy. I had committed 1,000 crimes that hurt him. Accordingly, today I have attained my salvation through his own hands.
Saying this, Ravan took the name of Lord Shri Ram and gave up his life. Whether this Ravan-Laxman dialogue is a myth or a truth, we must simply accept it as knowledgeable quotes for well-being. Ravan was not only a great warrior and a scholar, but he was also an ardent devotee of Lord Shiva. Even though Ravan knew these policies, but he never followed these ideals in his own life. An ideal man should always follow these policies. Therefore, Ravan, being a skilled politician, failed to do this. And in his last time, Ravan, accepting his mistakes, gave this unique knowledge of policies to Laxman. These 10 last sermons of Ravan will remain immortal forever and will inspire thousands of people in the ages to come. If you liked this presentation, please like and share this presentation. And if you are new, then kindly subscribe to our channel. So we will meet soon with a new presentation. Till then, Jai Shri Ram.